Hello and welcome, everyone. Are you ready to discover the most incredible life-changing power that exists? A power that lives not in a distant temple or a mystical land, but right here, within you. Today we begin our journey into a book that has transformed millions of lives around the world. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, by Dr. Joseph Murphy. This is more than just a book. It is a profound guide to understanding yourself, a practical handbook for unlocking a force that can heal your body, enrich your life, and bring you immense peace. Before we dive into the chapters, let me share with you a story that Dr. Murphy himself often spoke of. It's the story of his own life, a personal testament to the principles he teaches. Dr. Murphy was a man of deep faith, but he also faced a serious health crisis. He was diagnosed with a particularly aggressive form of cancer, a condition that seemed hopeless to the medical community at the time. Instead of giving in to fear and despair, he chose a different path. He began to ask himself a crucial question, a question that became the foundation of his life's work. He asked, why is it that my conscious mind can condemn me to a life of pain and sickness, while there must be an infinite healing presence within me that has the power to restore me to wholeness? He reasoned that the same intelligence that created his body, that regulated his heartbeat and his breathing, surely had the power to repair it. And so he began to pray not for a cure from the outside, but to communicate with this divine, miracle-working power within his own subconscious mind. He would visualize his body as a perfect, healthy being, whole and complete. And through this unwavering belief, this profound connection to his inner self, Dr. Murphy was completely healed. His recovery was deemed a medical miracle. The two minds within you. This experience led him to a fundamental truth about our existence. He explains that you are not just one mind, but two. You have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. Think of your conscious mind as the captain of a ship. It's the part that is logical, analytical, and makes daily choices. It decides what you will believe and what thoughts you will entertain. The subconscious mind, however, is the crew and the engine room of that ship. It is an immense, powerful force that follows every order the captain gives it. It does not question or reason. It simply accepts what is impressed upon it and brings it to pass. It holds all your memories, habits, and deep-seated beliefs. The key, Dr. Murphy tells us, is to understand this relationship. The captain must learn to give wise, positive, and clear commands. If the captain sends orders of fear, doubt, and limitation, the crew will execute those orders perfectly, leading to a life of struggle. But if the captain learns to send orders of health, wealth, and happiness, the crew will work tirelessly to manifest that reality. The law of belief and creative power. This all boils down to one essential, universal law: the law of belief. Dr. Murphy teaches us that your subconscious mind is governed by this single, unwavering rule. It does not care if your belief is true or false. It simply works to manifest your dominant beliefs into your reality. He asks us to consider, what if your dominant belief is that you are destined for failure, or that you are unworthy of love, or that you will always be sick? The subconscious mind, our obedient servant, will work tirelessly to make that happen. But what if you change that belief? What if you began to believe with every fiber of your being that you are worthy of health, prosperity, and joy? Your subconscious mind, this incredible force within you, would then begin to move mountains to manifest that new reality. This book is a roadmap to changing those old, limiting beliefs. It's a powerful invitation to take control of your thoughts, to choose your beliefs wisely, and to become the master of your own destiny. Are you ready to unlock this miracle-working power within you? Let's begin. Chapter 1. The treasure house within you. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment if you can and just listen. What if I told you that deep within you there exists a vast and infinite treasure house? A place of unlimited potential, where every solution to every problem is waiting for you to discover it. A space filled with boundless wisdom, prosperity, and joy. For many, this sounds like a fantasy, but it is not. This treasure house is real. It is your subconscious mind. In this chapter, we will embark on a journey to find this hidden well of inner wealth. We will learn how to unlock its power and how to use it to bring forth everything you truly desire. The key is to understand one simple yet profound truth. You are the master of your destiny, and the power to change your life is within you right now. This brings us to a fundamental principle. The law of your mind is the law of belief. This is not about religious faith. It is about the conviction you hold within yourself. Whatever you believe to be true, your subconscious mind will work tirelessly to bring that belief into your reality. Think about this. If you constantly tell yourself with feeling, "I can't afford that," or "I am too old to start something new," your subconscious mind will accept this as a firm command. It will then arrange circumstances, influence your decisions, and create events in your life that prove you right. Your subconscious mind will not question the negative thought. It will simply serve it. But what if you were to change the command? What if you began to tell yourself, "I am becoming wealthier every day," or "I am brimming with creative energy"? When you impress these thoughts upon your subconscious mind with emotion and repetition, the crew of the ship goes to work. It will show you new opportunities, give you inspired ideas, and help you attract the very things you are thinking about. It has to. It is simply following orders. One of the most beautiful ways to understand your mind is to imagine it as a fertile garden. Your conscious mind is the gardener. Every single day you are planting seeds in the rich soil of your subconscious mind. Your thoughts are the seeds. Are you planting seeds of worry, doubt, and fear? Are you nurturing seeds of resentment and anger? If so, the soil of your subconscious mind, being neutral and fertile, will grow them without hesitation. Eventually, you will reap a harvest of weeds and thorns in your life. But you have a choice. You can choose to plant seeds of peace, of success, of prosperity, and of love. You can tend to these seeds with care and attention, watering them with faith and belief. And just as surely as the sun rises, your subconscious mind will grow them into a lush, beautiful landscape of your own design. How to get started? The process begins with you. Your first step is to become the conscious gardener of your mind. Start today. Every morning, begin your day by speaking words of affirmation with genuine feeling. Say to yourself, "I am healthy, I am happy, I am successful. Everything I do today will turn out wonderfully." Don't just say the words, feel the emotion behind them. Even more powerfully, before you fall asleep at night, lie down in a state of complete relaxation. Visualize your desired outcome. See yourself healthy, happy, and successful. Feel the joy of your goal already achieved. This is when your conscious mind is quiet, and the subconscious mind is most receptive. The treasure house within you is waiting. It is filled with everything you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. You have the key. It's time to use it. I hope you're enjoying the book so far and that these insights are already beginning to transform your life. We've unlocked so many secrets together, but there are still incredible chapters ahead. If you're finding this content valuable and you want to continue this journey of personal growth and discovery with us, there's a simple way you can help. Just take a moment to hit that like button. It tells us that this content is resonating with you and helps more people find this wisdom. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Tapping that subscribe button and turning on notifications ensures you won't miss out on any of the powerful content we have coming. Your support means the world and helps us continue to create these audiobooks for you. Now let's dive back into the chapter. I can't wait to see what new doors will open together. Chapter 2. How Your Own Mind Works. Your mind is not a single unified entity, but rather a dynamic partnership between two distinct spheres of operation. Think of your conscious mind as the captain of the ship. It is the part of you that is awake and aware, that reasons and makes logical decisions. It is the captain who looks at the map and charts the course. It is the part of you that chooses what to believe based on what you see, hear, and experience in the world. Your subconscious mind, on the other hand, is the crew of the ship. It is the powerful, industrious force that operates the engine room. It has no will of its own, and its sole purpose is to follow the captain's orders. It does not argue, it does not question, and it does not reason. It simply obeys. It is this powerful part of you that controls your body's functions, stores every memory you've ever had, and works tirelessly day and night to carry out the commands of the captain, your conscious mind. The interaction between these two minds operates according to a powerful, immutable law, the law of mind action. The action is your thought, and the reaction is the response of your subconscious mind. Think of it like this. Your conscious mind is the judge. It takes in all the evidence and makes a ruling. Whatever that ruling is, whether it's I am a failure or I am worthy of success, the ruling is sent down to the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind, like a diligent clerk, immediately files that ruling as an absolute truth and gets to work on manifesting it. This is a non-selective process. For example, if you believe with absolute conviction that you'll never find a good parking spot, your subconscious will subconsciously guide you to miss open spots or drive past them, proving you right. Conversely, if you believe you will always find a great spot, your subconscious will be on the lookout for you, and it will often feel like luck when one appears just for you. Your subconscious mind does not screen your thoughts for accuracy or merit. It simply accepts whatever you believe and makes it real. With this understanding, you now have the power to take control. Instead of allowing random, often negative thoughts to slip into your subconscious, you can become the deliberate gatekeeper of your mind. The key is to start monitoring your thoughts. Whenever a negative thought arises, consciously and deliberately replace it with a positive one. Don't just hope the negative thought goes away. Actively and with feeling, dismiss it. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, I'm always late, immediately and firmly replace it with, I am always on time. This requires practice, but as you become more consistent, your subconscious mind will begin to accept these new constructive thoughts as its new dominant orders. The crew of the ship will receive a new chart, a new set of instructions, and your life will begin to move in a brand new, empowering direction. Chapter 3. Miracle Working of Your Subconscious. In this chapter, we will uncover how your subconscious mind, when directed with faith and purpose, can become a miracle-working force that can heal your body, grant your deepest desires, and pave the way to success. This is not magic. It is the natural law of your mind, and you are about to learn how to wield it. The most potent way to command your subconscious mind is through prayer and belief. But this isn't about rote memorization or begging. It's about a specific heartfelt technique. True prayer is the conscious mind's definitive acceptance of a desired outcome, which is then passed down to the subconscious mind to be manifested. I am reminded of a man who was struggling to sell his house. For months, he received no offers and he was filled with frustration and worry. After learning about the power of his subconscious mind, he tried a new approach. Every night before he went to sleep, he would repeat a simple positive affirmation. I am happily selling my house to the right person at the right price, and a new wonderful home awaits me. He said this with genuine feeling, as if it had already happened. The worry left him. Within a week, a buyer appeared out of nowhere and offered the exact price he had been hoping for. His subconscious, having finally received a clear command, had gone to work, rearranging circumstances and bringing forth the exact result he had desired. One of the most astounding functions of the subconscious mind is its role in your physical health. It is the master architect of your body, controlling every heartbeat, every breath, and every cell's function without any conscious effort from you. This healing power can be consciously directed. A woman, for instance, had suffered from a severe skin condition for years. After countless treatments failed, she began to dedicate her final moments before sleep to this simple practice. She would visualize her skin as smooth, healthy, and clear. She would feel the cool sensation of healthy skin and the joy of her friends complimenting her complexion. After just a few weeks of this focused visualization and feeling, her condition began to miraculously clear up. The deep-seated belief that she was already healed was accepted by her subconscious mind, which then directed the inner healing mechanisms of her body to do exactly that. The subconscious is not only the builder of your body, but its incredible healer as well. Success is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of belief. Your subconscious mind can be the most powerful partner in your career and financial life. It brings you the ideas, the opportunities, and the right people to make your aspirations a reality. Consider a young entrepreneur who wanted to start her own company but had no clear path. Every night she would lie in bed and visualize her company's success. She would see a clear, detailed picture of her company's logo on a building, imagine herself shaking hands with clients, and feel the immense joy of running a thriving business. She was not just dreaming, she was impressing a clear picture of success onto her subconscious mind. Soon after, she had a chance encounter at a coffee shop that led to a partnership. The very next week, an idea for a revolutionary product came to her in a flash of inspiration. By giving her subconscious a clear goal, it worked to connect the dots and create the reality she had been imagining. This is the miracle-working power of your subconscious mind. It is a force that is always on, always listening, and always working to bring your dominant thoughts and beliefs into reality. You are a miracle worker, and your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. Chapter 4: Mental Healings in Ancient Times. We have explored the mechanics of your conscious and subconscious minds and the miracle-working power they possess. Now let's turn back the pages of history to understand how this power has been harnessed for centuries, long before modern science could explain it. In this chapter, we will uncover the secrets of ancient mental healings. We will discover that the principles used by priests, shamans, and healers in ancient Egypt and Greece were not based on magic, but on the profound and unchanging law of the mind. In ancient times, healing was inextricably linked to religion and faith. The primary mechanism of healing was not a potion or a surgery, but the unshakable belief of the person being healed. The subconscious mind, which we now know as the ultimate healer, was accessed through the power of suggestion and faith. Consider the ancient temple priests. They would perform elaborate rituals using symbols and prayers to instill a powerful sense of hope and belief in the patient's mind. The patient, filled with this profound faith, would then experience a spontaneous healing. Why? Because the priest's suggestion combined with the patient's faith was a powerful command to the subconscious mind to be whole. Throughout history, countless people have traveled great distances to be healed at sacred sites. shrines, and healing springs. These places were believed to have special powers. Think of a person in ancient Greece, suffering from a chronic ailment. They would travel to a temple such as the one dedicated to the god of medicine, Asclepius. There they would perform rituals and then lie down to sleep. In their sleep, it was believed that the god would appear and heal them. What was really happening? The patient's mind, in a state of high suggestion and faith, had been convinced of the healing. Their subconscious, a powerful creative and healing force, took that belief as a command and made it a reality. A well-documented example from the early 20th century involved a man who was blind for years. He heard about a relic from a saint that was said to have healing powers. He approached the relic with absolute faith, believing with every fiber of his being that he would be healed. When the relic was presented to him, he cried out that he could see, and indeed his sight returned. Was it the relic, or was it the supreme faith and expectation of healing that activated his subconscious mind's power to restore his vision? Mental healing in ancient times was a masterful use of imagination and suggestion. The healers of old were masters of psychology, even if they didn't have a name for it. They understood that the mind responds to pictures and powerful ideas. For example, a shaman might tell a patient a story about a spirit animal that is strong and healthy, and then instruct the patient to imagine that spirit strength flowing into them. The patient's vivid imagination, combined with the shaman's suggestion, bypassed the conscious mind's doubts and delivered a clear instruction to the subconscious. The healings we see in ancient times are not so different from the placebo effect we recognize today. Both are evidence of the incredible innate healing power that resides within us all. By studying these ancient practices, we learn a crucial lesson. The power to heal, to prosper, and to succeed has always been within us. The tools of faith, suggestion, and imagination are timeless. You have this power. You just need to learn how to direct it. Chapter 5. Mental Healings in Modern Times. In our last session, we traveled back in time to see how the mind's power was used for healing. Today, we're bringing that knowledge into the modern world. In this chapter, we will explore how the same unchanging principles of the subconscious mind are being used by doctors, psychologists, and individuals to achieve remarkable, seemingly miraculous healings. We will discover that modern mental healing is not a departure from ancient wisdom, but a deeper, more scientific understanding of the same universal law. The medical world has a term for a powerful phenomenon, the placebo effect. When a patient is given a sugar pill or a saline injection, believing it to be a powerful medication, they often experience a genuine physical improvement. This is a clear modern-day demonstration of the mind's power to heal. The patient's conscious mind accepts the suggestion that they are receiving medicine, and the subconscious mind, believing this to be true, immediately begins to carry out the healing. The healing is not from the pill. It is from the belief. The placebo is simply a tangible vessel for that belief. Modern healers and psychologists have learned to bypass the conscious mind's resistance by using the power of imagination. When a person is deeply relaxed, their subconscious mind becomes highly receptive to suggestion. Consider a story of a woman who had a severe phobia of public speaking that made her physically ill. A modern therapist guided her into a deep state of relaxation. They then instructed her to vividly imagine herself on a stage, speaking with confidence, hearing the applause and feeling a sense of pride and accomplishment. This powerful mental rehearsal, repeated over several weeks, impressed upon her subconscious mind a new reality. Her body, which had been programmed to feel fear, was now reprogrammed to feel confidence. When she finally stepped onto a real stage, the physical symptoms of her phobia were gone, replaced by a feeling of calm and control. Modern medicine also recognizes the powerful role of autosuggestion, where a person deliberately and repeatedly gives themselves positive healing commands. Think of a man recovering from a serious illness. His doctor, in addition to medical treatment, encouraged him to say to himself every day, "I am getting stronger and healthier with every passing day." The man took this advice to heart. He would lie in bed and feel a sense of strength returning to his body. His subconscious mind, constantly receiving these powerful healing thoughts, was able to direct his body's natural restorative powers with laser-like focus. The belief in his recovery became a key part of his actual recovery. It is no longer just a theory, it's a proven fact. The mind, when directed with faith and purpose, can and does create physical changes. By integrating this understanding into our daily lives, we can become our own greatest healers. You have the power to consciously choose your thoughts and direct your subconscious mind to create health, vitality, and well-being. This is the miracle of modern mental healing. Chapter 6: Practical Techniques in Mental Healings. We have journeyed through the miraculous workings of your subconscious mind, from ancient times to the modern day. Now it is time to put this knowledge into practice. In this chapter, we will learn simple, powerful techniques you can use to consciously direct your subconscious mind for healing and well-being. These are not complicated rituals. They are practical tools that you can begin using today to tap into your mind's incredible power and create real, lasting change. One of the most effective methods for mental healing is often called prayer therapy. This is not about begging for help from an outside force, but rather about the powerful act of consciously deciding on a desired outcome and impressing that belief upon your subconscious mind. The key is to pray with feeling. Your subconscious mind responds not to the words, but to the emotions and conviction behind them. Consider the story of a woman who was suffering from chronic, debilitating pain. After months of little relief, she decided to try this method. Every night before sleep, she would lie quietly, and instead of focusing on the pain, she would say a simple, heartfelt prayer. "I give thanks that I am now healthy, happy, and whole. The healing intelligence of my subconscious is restoring me to perfect health, and I am grateful." She would repeat this prayer with genuine emotion, feeling the joy and relief of being completely healed. Within a few weeks, her condition began to improve dramatically. Her subconscious mind, having received a clear and emotionally charged command, began to repair and restore her body, proving that the prayer was not a request, but a powerful act of faith. Another powerful technique involves using your imagination to create a vivid mental picture of your desired outcome. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It accepts the image as fact and then works to bring it into reality. Let's think about a young man who was struggling to find a job after graduation. He felt a deep sense of hopelessness. He decided to use the visualization method. Every morning and every night, he would close his eyes and vividly picture a scenario. He would imagine his dream job's offer letter in his hands, feel the texture of the paper, and see the words congratulating him. He would then imagine himself walking into the office, smiling and shaking hands with his new colleagues, feeling a genuine sense of belonging and success. He did this consistently for several weeks. He wasn't just dreaming, he was giving his subconscious a blueprint to follow. Not long after, a seemingly random networking opportunity led to a job interview for a role he was perfect for. It was the exact job he had been imagining. The subconscious mind, once given a clear image, will move heaven and earth to manifest it. The simplest and most direct method is through positive affirmations and repetition. Every thought you think is an affirmation. The goal is to consciously choose positive, life-affirming thoughts and repeat them until they become the dominant belief system in your subconscious mind. A student, for instance, used to suffer from crippling test anxiety. Before every exam, her mind would be filled with thoughts of failure. After learning about the power of her mind, she began a new practice. Before every class, she would repeat to herself, "I am smart, I am calm, and I remember everything I study." She would say it with a sense of conviction, not just as words. This simple act began to change her mental state. Her subconscious mind, which had been receiving commands of fear and doubt, was now receiving commands of confidence and clarity. Over time, her anxiety began to fade, her grades improved, and she was able to approach her studies with a newfound sense of peace. By practicing these simple, powerful techniques, you are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You become the deliberate architect of your life, using the miracle-working power of your subconscious mind to heal, prosper, and achieve your greatest potential. Chapter 7. The tendency of the subconscious is lifeward. We have learned to command our subconscious mind for healing and success. Now let's explore its most profound and comforting characteristic, its lifeward tendency. In this chapter, we will uncover a powerful truth. Your subconscious mind is not a neutral, passive force. It is an inherently good, life-promoting intelligence that is constantly working to restore you to health, harmony, and happiness. You don't have to force it to work for you. You simply have to get out of its way. The most incredible proof of the subconscious mind's lifeward tendency is its constant, tireless effort to heal and sustain your body. Without any conscious thought from you, it manages your heartbeat, circulates your blood, and renews every cell. Its natural state is health. When disease or injury occurs, its first and only impulse is to return the body to its perfect state. Consider a cut on your finger. You don't have to tell your body to heal it. Your subconscious mind, acting on its innate lifeward tendency, immediately begins to dispatch white blood cells, form a scab, and generate new tissue. It is an intelligent force, constantly working for your well-being. The only thing that can interfere with this perfect process is fear, worry, or a strong belief in the permanence of the ailment. The one and only thing that can block the miraculous lifeward tendency of your subconscious mind is a destructive conscious thought. Your conscious thoughts are like the instructions you give to a master gardener. The gardener is always ready to grow beautiful flowers, but if you keep handing them seeds of weeds and thorns, that's what they will plant. A great example of this is a man who was suffering from severe arthritis. He had become so focused on his pain that every single day his thoughts were consumed with fear, frustration, and the belief that he would never get better. His subconscious mind, ever the faithful servant, was receiving a constant command. Pain, pain, pain. It had no choice but to manifest this belief. The day he realized this, he decided to change his commands. He began to say to himself, "The healing intelligence of my subconscious is now directing the perfect flow of life through me." He would visualize himself walking freely and without pain. By changing his conscious thought, he stopped interfering with his subconscious mind's innate desire to heal him. Within a matter of weeks, his condition began to miraculously improve. Think of your subconscious mind as a mighty, life-giving river flowing through a beautiful valley. Its natural tendency is to flow freely, irrigating the land and creating life and beauty wherever it goes. Your conscious negative thoughts are like large boulders you are throwing into that river. The river will still try to flow, but it will be diverted, it will slow down, and it will become turbulent. The flow of life, joy, and health is obstructed by the very boulders you have placed there with your own fear and doubt. The river's tendency is still to flow lifeward, but it is being blocked by your own actions. The miracle is not about changing the river, it is simply about removing the boulders. When you replace fear with faith and doubt with expectation, the river of life flows freely once again. This is the great secret of the universe. Your subconscious mind's most powerful tendency is to work for life. Your job is not to force it to heal or to prosper. Your only job is to consciously give it a clear, positive direction and then get out of its way. The miracle will follow. Chapter 8, How to Get the Results You Want. Let me introduce you to Mark, a talented artist who felt stuck. He had a gift for painting but was barely making enough to pay his rent. He dreamed of selling his work in a prestigious gallery, but the thought seemed impossible. One day, a mentor gave him a simple but profound piece of advice. Stop waiting for the opportunity to come to you. Create it in your mind first. Mark took this to heart. Every night before he went to sleep, he closed his eyes and vividly imagined his paintings hanging on the walls of the city's top gallery. He pictured the gallery owner admiring his work, he heard the buzz of a crowd at his opening, and he felt the immense joy and pride of his success. He did this for months, not just as a wish, but as a mental rehearsal of an already achieved reality. One afternoon, a friend mentioned he knew a small art dealer looking for new talent. Mark went to meet him, not with a sense of desperation, but with the quiet confidence of a man who already knew his work was worthy. The dealer, impressed by both his art and his calm assurance, loved his work and introduced him to a gallery owner, the very gallery Mark had been visualizing. Not long after, he had his first solo show and his paintings sold out. What he had imagined became his reality. Mark's story isn't a fluke. It demonstrates the core principle of this chapter. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between a deeply felt mental experience and a real-world event. When you mentally rehearse your desired outcome, when you feel the emotions of success as if it's already happened, you are giving your subconscious mind a blueprint to follow. It then works tirelessly, using its infinite wisdom to arrange people, circumstances, and opportunities to bring that blueprint to life. This is more than just positive thinking. It's a deliberate act of using your imagination to impress a clear, specific command onto your subconscious. The key is to 1. Have a definite goal. Don't be vague. Instead of "I want to be rich," say, "I have a steady income of X amount of money." Instead of "I want to be healthy," say, "My body is perfectly healthy and full of energy." 2. Imagine and feel the result. This is the most crucial step. Use all your senses. If you want a new home, imagine walking into it. Feel the texture of the walls, see the view from the window, and feel the sense of peace and security. 3. Believe without a doubt. The subconscious responds to what you truly accept as true. When doubt creeps in, gently remind yourself that your mind is powerful and that you are deserving of your desires. The 2 golden rules for getting results. To make this process even more effective, remember these 2 golden rules. Rule number 1, be specific. Vague desires lead to vague results. The more detailed and specific your mental blueprint is, the more precisely your subconscious can work to make it a reality. Rule number 2, do it before you sleep. The moments just before you fall asleep are when your conscious mind is at its most passive and your subconscious is most receptive. Spend these final minutes of the day visualizing your goals. This allows the thought to sink deep, taking root in your subconscious mind without any interference from doubt or worry. As we close this chapter, remember that the power to get the results you want is already within you. It's not about forcing things to happen, but about learning to communicate with your incredible, all-powerful subconscious mind. By giving it a clear, emotional blueprint, you activate its infinite power to turn your dreams into reality. The key is to start today, right now. The results you want are waiting for you. Chapter 9, How to use the power of your subconscious for wealth. Many people believe that wealth is purely a matter of luck, hard work, or circumstance. While these factors play a role, the core truth is this: your financial reality is a direct reflection of your subconscious beliefs about money. When you change your inner world, your outer world of finance must follow. Let's explore how. Imagine a man named David who worked a decent job but always seemed to be living paycheck to paycheck. No matter how much he earned, unexpected expenses would pop up. A car repair, a sudden medical bill, leaving him with nothing. He was caught in a cycle of scarcity. Then he began to practice a simple exercise. Every morning and every night he would close his eyes and visualize a special bank account. He called it his mental bank account. In his imagination, this account was overflowing with money. He would see the numbers growing, not just in his salary, but from multiple sources. A side project, a small investment, even a lottery ticket he might find. He would mentally deposit checks of thousands of dollars into this account, feeling the joy and relief of having abundant resources. Initially, it felt a little silly, but he committed to it. He kept focusing on the feeling of financial freedom. Over time, something extraordinary happened. The fear of scarcity began to fade. He started a small online business that took off. He received a bonus at work he wasn't expecting, and he found opportunities to invest that seemed to appear out of thin air. He wasn't just working harder. He was attracting wealth because his subconscious mind had accepted his mental bank account as his new reality. The science behind it, the law of cause and effect. David's story illustrates a powerful truth. Your subconscious mind is a servant to your dominant thoughts and feelings. If your dominant feeling is one of scarcity and lack, that is what you will attract. If your dominant feeling is one of abundance and prosperity, your subconscious mind will work tirelessly to bring that into your life. Your subconscious mind doesn't understand numbers, it understands feelings. A thought of wealth, when coupled with the feeling of security and freedom, becomes a powerful command. Your mind then begins to organize every aspect of your life, your ideas, your actions, your relationships, to align with that feeling. You'll find yourself making better decisions, spotting opportunities you previously missed, and attracting the right people and resources to you. Practical steps to manifest wealth. So how can you start building your own mental bank account today? 1. Define your specific goal. Don't just wish for more money, be specific. I have a steady income of $10,000 a month. Or, I am financially free and live a life of abundance. Write it down. 2. Use visualization and feeling. Close your eyes and create a vivid mental picture of your wealthy life. See yourself paying bills with a smile, buying gifts for loved ones, or giving generously to a cause you care about. Most importantly, feel the emotions of joy, freedom, and security that come with having abundant wealth. 3. Use daily affirmations. Repeat phrases that resonate with you, such as, "My wealth is constantly growing," or "I am a magnet for money and opportunities." Say these with conviction, especially before you sleep and right after you wake up. 4. Eliminate negative beliefs. Pay attention to your thoughts about money. If you catch yourself thinking, "Money is hard to come by," or "I'll never be rich," immediately replace that thought with a positive one. Gently weed out the beliefs of scarcity that may have been planted long ago. As we close this chapter, remember that wealth is not a limited resource. There is an infinite supply of it, and your mind is the key to unlocking your share. The power to create a life of financial freedom is not out there somewhere. It resides within you. The results you want are waiting for you, but you must first accept them in your mind. Start today and watch your reality transform. Chapter 10. Your Right to be Rich. Now I know what you might be thinking. Isn't it selfish to want to be rich? Or isn't poverty a noble state? Society, and sometimes even religion, has taught us that there's something wrong with having a lot of money. But let me challenge that belief. To live a full, happy, and successful life, you need enough money to be able to do what you want, when you want it. This is not a selfish desire. It is your fundamental right. I want to tell you about a woman named Maria. Maria was a kind, generous person, but she had a deep-seated belief that being wealthy was a sin. Her family had always taught her that money is the root of all evil, and that rich people are greedy. Because of this, she constantly pushed away opportunities for financial growth. A lucrative job offer came her way, but she talked herself out of it, saying it was too much responsibility. A brilliant business idea came to her, but she let it go, telling herself it was too risky and that she was happier with less. Because she subconsciously rejected wealth, she remained in a state of lack. She couldn't afford a proper education for her children, she had to refuse a friend's request for help, and she couldn't take care of her aging parents in the way she wished. She was a good person, but her limiting beliefs about money were harming her ability to help herself and others. Maria eventually realized that her poverty was not noble. It was a result of her mindset. She understood that money in itself is neither good nor evil. It's a tool, and a very powerful one. Your right to be rich is not about hoarding money. It's about having the freedom to live a life of dignity, grace, and purpose. It's about having the means to travel, to learn, to give generously to others, and to provide the best for your family. Poverty, on the other hand, is a demoralizing state. It robs you of your joy, your freedom, and your ability to truly help those in need. To accept your right to be rich, you must first change your core beliefs about money. You must see it as a force for good. When you have more, you can do more. You can sponsor a child's education, fund a community project, or help a friend in a time of crisis. Wealth is not a sin, it is a blessing that can be used to bless others. Practical steps to claim your financial right. So how do you claim this right and align your subconscious with the mindset of abundance? First, stop glorifying poverty. Consciously reject the idea that there is anything virtuous about being poor. Poverty is a disease of the mind, and you have the power to cure it. 2. Affirm your right to be rich. Every day with feeling declare, I have the right to be rich, and my subconscious mind is guiding me to the prosperity I deserve. Use phrases that make you feel deserving and confident. 3. Use the law of circulation. Money must flow. When you get money, spend it wisely and with joy. When you give, give with a full heart. This mindset of circulation tells your subconscious that there is always more to come. Practice gratitude for what you have. Be grateful for the money you have right now, no matter how little it may seem. Gratitude signals to your mind that you are in a state of abundance, which attracts more wealth. As we end this chapter, remember that your desire for wealth is not a mistake. It is the instinct of life itself to grow and expand. By accepting your right to be rich, you open the floodgates for prosperity to flow into your life, not just for your own good, but so that you may become a channel of good for the world. Chapter 11. Your subconscious mind as a partner in success. Think of it like this. Your conscious mind is the captain of a ship, giving commands and setting the course. But your subconscious mind is the crew, the engine and the navigator all in one. It works tirelessly below the deck, handling the complex tasks required to get you to your destination. Success is not just about conscious effort, it's about aligning with this powerful partner. The story of Lisa and her unseen team. Let me tell you about a woman named Lisa, an aspiring entrepreneur with a brilliant idea for a business. She worked day and night on her business plan, but she felt like she was constantly hitting brick walls. She couldn't find the right investors, her marketing efforts were failing, and she was on the verge of giving up. She was using a lot of conscious effort but felt no momentum. Then she discovered the power of her subconscious mind. She began a new nightly ritual. Instead of worrying about all her problems, she would speak to her subconscious mind as if it were a wise and powerful partner. She would say, "My subconscious mind, you know all things. You know the way to success. Guide me to the right people, the right ideas, and the right opportunities to make this business a reality. I will relax now, trusting that you are working on my behalf." She would then visualize her successful business, the happy customers, the steady stream of income, and her feeling of fulfillment. The very next morning, a casual coffee with an old friend led to an introduction to a venture capitalist who had been looking for a project just like hers. From there, one opportunity led to another. Lisa wasn't just working hard. She was working smart, because her subconscious mind was actively partnering with her, attracting the right circumstances. Lisa's story teaches us a fundamental truth. Your subconscious mind is not just a storage unit for memories, it's a creative powerhouse. When you consciously plant the seed of a desired outcome, your subconscious goes to work, drawing on its infinite knowledge and connecting you to the very things you need to succeed. This collaboration is based on the law of attraction and the law of belief. You can't just wish for success, you have to believe in it with your entire being. Your subconscious mind takes your deepest convictions and broadcasts them into the world, bringing back what is in harmony with them. When you see your mind as a partner, you stop struggling and start receiving. Practical steps for your partnership. So how do you actively engage your subconscious mind as a partner? 1. Give clear instructions. Just as a captain gives clear orders to their crew, you must be specific with your subconscious mind. Don't just say, "I want to be successful." Say, "My subconscious mind is bringing me a successful business venture that serves others and brings me great prosperity." 2. Practice conscious relaxation. You can't force your subconscious to work for you. You must relax and trust. Practice meditation or deep breathing to quiet the conscious mind and allow your subconscious to take over. 3. Regularly rehearse success. Spend a few minutes every morning and night visualizing and feeling the emotions of your success. This is not a one-time exercise. It is a daily practice that strengthens your partnership. 4. Listen to your intuition. Your subconscious mind often communicates through hunches, gut feelings, and flashes of inspiration. When you get a sudden idea or feel an inner nudge, act on it. This is your partner guiding you. As we close this chapter, remember that you are never alone in your efforts. You have a powerful, wise, and unseen partner ready to assist you. Stop pushing against the current and start flowing with it. Trust that your subconscious mind is working tirelessly on your behalf, arranging everything you need for success. All you have to do is give it the blueprint and have faith in the process. Chapter 12. We've talked a lot about the incredible potential of your subconscious mind from a personal, spiritual, and financial perspective. In this chapter, we're going to approach it from a different angle, science. This chapter is titled, "Scientists Use the Subconscious Mind." You see, the principles we've been discussing aren't just feel-good ideas. They are backed by the real-world experiences of some of the greatest scientific minds in history. Many of the world's most significant breakthroughs have not come from a laboratory full of test tubes, but from the quiet, powerful work of the subconscious mind. Let me tell you about one of the most famous examples in scientific history. The discovery of the structure of the benzene molecule by chemist Dr. Auguste Kekulet in the mid-19th century. Scientists at the time were baffled by benzene's chemical formula. They knew its components, but they couldn't figure out how they were arranged. Kekulé had been working on the problem for years, consciously trying every logical combination with no success. One evening, exhausted from his work, he fell asleep by the fire. He had a strange dream. In his dream, he saw a snake. As he watched, the snake began to twist and turn, and then it suddenly bit its own tail, forming a perfect circle. Kekulé woke up with a jolt. He knew instantly that the dream was the answer. The benzene molecule was not a linear chain, it was a ring. This one insight, delivered by his subconscious mind, revolutionized the field of organic chemistry and laid the foundation for countless modern materials, from plastics to medicines. Kekulé's story is not a one-off. It's an illustration of how the subconscious mind, when given a problem, can work tirelessly on it without the limitations of the conscious mind. Your conscious mind is logical and sequential. It can only process a few things at once. But your subconscious mind is a supercomputer. It can sift through and combine millions of pieces of information, thoughts, and ideas, and then deliver a solution to you in a flash of intuition or a moment of inspiration. This is why so many brilliant scientists, inventors, and artists have spoken about their best ideas coming to them when they are not actively trying to think about them. It's in those moments of relaxation, while walking in nature, taking a shower, or just before sleep, that the subconscious mind, freed from conscious effort, delivers the solutions it has already been working on. Practical ways to partner with your subconscious for solutions. So how can you, a non-scientist, use this same principle to solve your own problems? 1. Define your problem clearly. Just as Kekulé had a specific, well-defined problem to solve, you must be clear about what you are seeking. Write it down. Be as specific as possible. 2. Immerse yourself in the problem. Research, think about it, and gather all the necessary information. This gives your subconscious mind the raw data it needs to work with. 3. Turn it over to your subconscious. Once you have defined the problem and done your initial work, consciously say, I am now turning this problem over to my deeper mind. I trust that it will find the perfect solution for me. Then, let it go. 4th, practice relaxation and expectation. Go for a walk, listen to music, or meditate. Create a mental space where the solution can come to you. Trust that the answer will arrive, and be open to receiving it through a hunch, a thought, a dream, or an unexpected conversation. As we close this chapter, remember that your subconscious mind is not just for attracting money or health. It is your most powerful problem-solving partner. It is a brilliant, silent genius waiting for you to ask it for help. The next time you face a difficult challenge, remember Kekulé and his dream. Give the problem to your subconscious mind, relax, and know that the solution is already on its way. Chapter 13. Your Subconscious and the Wonders of Sleep. Sleep isn't just a period of rest for your body. It's a time when your conscious mind steps aside and your subconscious mind takes center stage. It's when the deepest work happens. Your body repairs itself, your mind processes the day's events, and most importantly, you have direct access to the infinite wisdom and creative power within you. Let me tell you about a man named Thomas, a struggling writer. He had been working on a complex novel for months, but he was stuck on a major plot point. The story just wasn't working, and he felt a growing sense of frustration and anxiety. He would go to bed worried about his book, and he would wake up feeling even more defeated. One night, he decided to try something different. Just before falling asleep, he lay in bed and consciously gave his subconscious mind a specific instruction. He said, "My subconscious mind, please show me the solution to my plot problem. I will wake up with the answer." He then focused on the feeling of relief and excitement he would have once the problem was solved. That night he had a vivid dream. In the dream, he wasn't writing, he was simply watching his characters move and interact in a way he had never imagined. He saw a new character introduced and a new plot twist unfold, all of which perfectly solved his problem. He woke up the next morning feeling refreshed and inspired, and he immediately wrote down the solution from his dream. The rest of the book flowed easily after that. Thomas's story is a perfect example of what is often called sleep programming or subconscious suggestion. When you enter the state just before sleep, often called the hypnagogic state, your conscious mind is at its most passive. This is the ideal time to impress an idea, a desire, or a solution onto your subconscious. Think of it as planting a seed in fertile ground just before a long, quiet night. The subconscious mind takes that idea and works on it throughout the night, free from the distractions and doubts of the conscious mind. It sifts through everything you've learned, experienced, and imagined, bringing all of its resources to bear on the problem you've given it. The answer often comes in the form of a dream, a sudden insight upon waking, or a powerful intuition during the day. Practical steps for a productive sleep. So how can you make your sleep a powerful partner in success? 1. Give a conscious command. Just before you fall asleep, state your request clearly and concisely. For example, I will find the perfect job for me, or I will wake up tomorrow with the solution to this problem. 2. Affirm the result, not the problem. Instead of focusing on the problem, focus on the desired outcome. Feel the relief of the job offer or the excitement of having the solution. The emotion is the fuel for your subconscious. 3. Practice forgiveness. Go to bed in a state of peace. Forgive yourself for any mistakes you made during the day and forgive others for any hurts they may have caused. Going to sleep with anger or resentment will only pollute your subconscious mind. 4. Trust the process. After you've given your command, let it go. Don't worry about how the solution will come. Simply trust that your subconscious mind is working on your behalf. As we end this chapter, remember that sleep is not a passive activity. It is a powerful, active partnership between you and your subconscious mind. Your mind is ready to work for you while you rest. The next time you go to bed, remember that you are not just going to sleep. You are giving your subconscious mind the opportunity to create wonders for you. Chapter 14. Your subconscious mind and marital problems. It's easy to believe that marital issues are caused solely by external conflicts, misunderstandings, arguments, or different priorities. But the truth is, many of these problems have their roots in the subconscious minds of both partners. When you can change your inner state and your beliefs about your spouse, you can dramatically change the outer reality of your marriage. Let me tell you about a woman named Sarah who had been married to her husband, Mark, for 10 years. For a long time, their marriage had been filled with cold silence and small, frequent arguments. Sarah felt like she was constantly walking on eggshells. Every time Mark did something she disliked, like leaving his shoes in the hallway or forgetting to take out the trash, she would feel a surge of resentment. She would then secretly wish he would change. The more she focused on his faults, the more they seemed to multiply. She was trapped in a cycle of resentment, a feeling she would nurture in her thoughts and conversations. She was, in essence, broadcasting a message of unhappiness to her subconscious mind, which then organized her life to deliver more evidence of her husband's shortcomings. One day, a wise friend told her, "You can't change him. You can only change how you think about him." This hit Sarah like a ton of bricks. She decided to try a new approach. Instead of focusing on his faults, she began to mentally praise him. When he left his shoes out, she would mentally say, "He is a wonderful provider who works hard for our family." She began to think of all the reasons she fell in love with him: his kindness, his humor, his patience. Over time, something remarkable happened. She wasn't just faking it. Her feelings genuinely began to shift. As she changed her inner perception of him, her outward actions changed. She became more loving and less critical, and Mark, in turn, began to respond to her new energy. The arguments lessened. He started surprising her with small acts of kindness, and their once cold marriage began to thaw. Sarah realized that the key to changing her husband was to change her mental picture of him. Sarah's story teaches us a fundamental principle. Your mental blueprint of your marriage dictates your reality. If you constantly focus on your spouse's faults, that is what you will get more of. But if you begin to mentally affirm the qualities you desire in your marriage, love, respect, kindness, and harmony, your subconscious mind will work to make that a reality. The subconscious mind takes your dominant thoughts and feelings as a command. If your feeling is one of resentment and disappointment, it will create situations that support that feeling. But if your feeling is one of love and admiration, it will bring about circumstances that reflect that love and admiration. Practical steps to heal your marriage. So how can you use this power to heal your relationship today? 1. Stop blaming and start affirming. Consciously stop blaming your spouse for your unhappiness. Instead, every day, mentally affirm the qualities you desire in your marriage and in your partner. For example, my husband and I are in a loving, harmonious relationship, or my wife is a wonderful, supportive partner. 2. Focus on the qualities you admire. Make a list of all the things you love and appreciate about your spouse. Think about the positive qualities that first attracted you. Review this list regularly, especially when you feel frustration creeping in. 3. Use creative visualization. Before you go to sleep, close your eyes and visualize a scene of harmony with your partner. See yourselves laughing together, holding hands, or simply enjoying each other's company. Feel the emotions of peace and love. Practice forgiveness. Let go of past resentments. Forgive your partner for any hurts and forgive yourself for any mistakes. Going to sleep with a heart full of forgiveness will allow your subconscious mind to begin the healing process. As we close this chapter, remember that your subconscious mind is a powerful agent for change, and it can bring about a revolution in your marriage. Stop fighting a losing battle of trying to change your partner. Instead, change your mental blueprint of them. When you change your inner world, your outer world, and your relationship must follow. Chapter 15. Your subconscious mind and your happiness. Many people believe that happiness is a result of external circumstances, a new job, a loving partner, or more money. But this is a profound mistake. True, lasting happiness is not something you get, it's something you become. It's an internal state, cultivated by the thoughts and feelings you hold in your subconscious mind. Let me tell you about a woman named Lisa. By all outward appearances, Lisa had it all. A well-paying job, a beautiful home, and a seemingly perfect family. Yet she was profoundly unhappy. She was constantly worried, critical of others, and felt a deep, nagging sense of emptiness. She was, in essence, operating on a low frequency of joy. Her subconscious mind was filled with a blueprint of fear and lack, and it kept attracting situations that matched that blueprint. One day, a friend introduced her to the ideas in this book. Lisa began to change her approach. Instead of looking for reasons to be unhappy, she started to look for reasons to be grateful. Every morning, she would spend 5 minutes thinking about the simple things that brought her joy. The warmth of her morning coffee, the sound of her children's laughter, the feeling of the sun on her skin. She would repeat affirmations like, "I am a happy person, and joy flows through me every moment of the day." She did this not just as a task, but with genuine feeling. Over time, something incredible happened. She began to notice the beauty in her everyday life. She became more patient and less critical. Her relationships improved, and her work became more fulfilling. She realized that her external world hadn't changed all that much, but her internal world had completely transformed. Lisa understood that happiness wasn't an external reward, it was a state she had actively cultivated in her subconscious mind. Lisa's story perfectly illustrates a powerful principle. Your state of mind creates your reality. Your subconscious mind has a deep-seated tendency to seek harmony. If your dominant thoughts and feelings are those of joy, gratitude, and peace, your subconscious mind will work to create a life that is in harmony with those feelings. The opposite is also true. If you constantly dwell on feelings of sadness, anger, or worry, your subconscious mind will continue to find reasons for you to feel that way. It will create a reality that is in harmony with your unhappiness. The key is to consciously impress a new pattern of joy onto your mind. You have to decide to be happy first, and then the reasons for happiness will follow. Practical steps to cultivate your happiness. So how can you begin to use your subconscious mind to create lasting happiness? 1. Stop making happiness conditional. Consciously let go of the belief that you will only be happy when something happens. Decide to be happy now, simply because you choose to be. 2. Use gratitude as a tool. Every morning and every night, list at least 3 things you are genuinely grateful for. Feeling gratitude is the fastest way to program your mind for joy and abundance. 3. Regularly affirm your happiness. Repeat affirmations like, "I am a happy, joyful person," or "My mind is filled with peace and contentment." Say these with conviction and a smile, so your subconscious gets the message loud and clear. 4. Listen to positive content. The thoughts you feed your mind are the building blocks of your happiness. Consciously choose to read books, listen to podcasts, and watch shows that are uplifting and inspiring. As we close this chapter, remember that happiness is not a faraway destination. It is a state of mind that you can choose to enter right now. Your subconscious mind is waiting to be your greatest partner in joy. By consciously choosing thoughts of peace, gratitude, and contentment, you give your mind the blueprint for a truly happy and fulfilling life. The power to be happy is not outside you. It is within you. Chapter 16, Your Subconscious Mind and Harmonious Human Relations. Many people believe that our relationships are determined by external factors, by what others say or do. But the truth is, the state of our relationships is a direct reflection of our internal world. When you change your thoughts and feelings about others, you change the way they respond to you. I want to tell you about a man named John. John was an intelligent, hard-working man, but he was constantly in conflict with his coworkers. He felt they were uncooperative, critical, and unsupportive. Every day he would go to work expecting to be treated poorly, and every day his expectations were met. He was in a vicious cycle. His negative thoughts about his coworkers made him act cold and distant toward them, which in turn caused them to be cold and distant toward him. He was trapped in a self-fulfilling prophecy. One day he heard a powerful idea. The way you think about others is the way you will experience them. John decided to put this to the test. Instead of dwelling on their faults, he began to mentally send good wishes to his coworkers. When he thought of a difficult colleague, he would silently say to himself, "I wish you peace, success, and all good things." He would imagine them being happy and fulfilled. He did this consistently, even when it felt unnatural. Over time, something remarkable happened. His negative feelings toward them began to dissolve. And as his inner attitude changed, their outer behavior changed as well. His coworkers started to be more friendly and helpful. The conflicts disappeared, and the office atmosphere became peaceful and cooperative. John realized that he hadn't changed them. He had changed himself, and their behavior had simply reflected his new positive mindset. John's story teaches us a fundamental principle. The thoughts you hold about others become the reality of your interactions with them. Your subconscious mind is a powerful broadcaster sending out a signal that others pick up on subconsciously. When you harbor feelings of resentment, anger, or criticism, you are sending out a negative signal, and people will react to it. But when you send out thoughts of goodwill, love, and peace, you are broadcasting a positive signal, and others will respond in kind. This is the law of mental harmony. Your mind and the minds of others are not separate. They are all part of one universal consciousness. When you impress a positive thought about another person onto your subconscious mind, that thought is felt and responded to on a deep, unseen level. Practical steps to improve your relationships. So how can you use this power to create harmony in your life today? 1. Stop criticizing others. Consciously refrain from criticizing others, even in your own mind. When a critical thought comes up, immediately replace it with a positive affirmation. 2. Practice unconditional goodwill. Take a few moments each day to mentally send good wishes to the people in your life, especially those you have a difficult relationship with. Silently say, "I wish you peace, joy, and success." 3. Use creative visualization. Before you interact with someone, spend a minute visualizing a harmonious and positive interaction. See yourselves talking calmly and respectfully, and feel the emotions of peace and understanding. 4. Affirm harmony. Regularly repeat affirmations that reinforce your desire for harmonious relationships. Phrases like, "I am a magnet for loving and supportive people," or "all my relationships are peaceful and harmonious," can be very powerful. As we close this chapter, remember that the key to harmonious human relations is not in trying to change others. It's in changing yourself. When you fill your subconscious mind with thoughts of love, goodwill, and peace, your outer world of relationships will begin to reflect that very same harmony. The power to create peace in your life is not out there. It is within you. Chapter 17. How to use your subconscious mind for forgiveness. You see, holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. It is a toxic emotion that harms you more than anyone else. It blocks the flow of good in your life, your health, your peace of mind, and your ability to truly love and be loved. Forgiveness is not about condoning a wrong. It is about freeing yourself from the emotional prison you have built. Let me tell you about a woman named Carol. Years ago, her business partner, whom she had trusted completely, betrayed her and stole a significant amount of money. Carol was devastated, not just by the financial loss, but by the deep wound of betrayal. For years, she carried this hurt like a heavy backpack. She would constantly talk about what happened, her anger festering with every retelling. This resentment seeped into every area of her life, making her anxious, distrustful, and unable to form new healthy relationships. She felt like she couldn't let go because that would mean the other person got away with it. But she was miserable. One day a friend gave her a simple but profound insight. You are not forgiving him for his sake. You are forgiving him for yours. This clicked for Carol. She decided to try a new approach, not by forcing herself to feel differently, but by using the power of her subconscious mind. Every night before she went to sleep, she would repeat a simple prayer or affirmation. She would say, "I completely and freely forgive the name of her ex-partner. I release him mentally and spiritually. I forgive everything that is associated with this matter. I am free, and he is free. All is well. She did this with a deep sense of a desire to heal, even when she didn't feel it was true. Over time, her obsessive thoughts about the betrayal began to fade. The emotional weight lifted from her shoulders. She was finally able to move on, start a new business, and build a life free from the prison of her past. The science of forgiveness. Carol's story illustrates a powerful truth. Forgiveness is an inner act, not a public declaration. It's about changing the emotional blueprint in your own mind. When you hold on to resentment, you are giving your subconscious mind a command to create more pain and conflict in your life. Your mind, in its loyalty, will continue to attract situations that reflect your inner turmoil. Forgiveness is the antidote. It's an act of mental surgery where you cut the emotional ties to the past hurt. When you impress a genuine feeling of forgiveness onto your subconscious, you send a new command. Your subconscious mind then begins to organize your life around peace, harmony, and freedom, rather than anger and resentment. Practical steps to forgive and be free. So how can you use this power to truly forgive and set yourself free? 1. Understand. It's for you. First and foremost, understand that forgiveness is an act of self-love and self-preservation. It is the key to unlocking your own happiness. 2. Use a conscious affirmation. Every night before you fall asleep, state your intention to forgive. Use a phrase similar to Carol's. Say it with as much feeling as you can muster, even if you don't fully believe it yet. The repetition will program your subconscious. 3. Practice empathy. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Understand that people who harm others are often acting out of their own pain, ignorance, or fear. This does not excuse their behavior, but it can help you release your emotional attachment to it. Practice releasing your grudges. Whenever a memory of the hurt comes up, consciously replace it with your forgiveness affirmation. Visualize the other person happy and at peace, and then move your thoughts to something else. This trains your mind to let go. As we close this chapter, remember that your subconscious mind is a powerful partner in your healing journey. Holding on to resentment is a heavy burden to carry. True forgiveness is not an act of weakness. It is an act of immense strength. By using your subconscious mind to truly forgive, you give yourself the greatest gift of all, the gift of a peaceful and free life. Chapter 18. How your subconscious removes mental blocks. A mental block is an inner barrier, a feeling of being stuck or unable to move forward, even when you're working hard. These blocks often manifest as self-doubt, procrastination, fear of failure, or a feeling that you're just not good enough. They are not real obstacles in the outside world. They are subconscious beliefs and fears that are holding you back. Let me tell you about a man named Robert, a brilliant young musician. He had all the talent in the world, but every time he sat down to compose a new piece, he would freeze. He felt a deep sense of dread and would end up staring at a blank page for hours. He was so terrified of not being perfect that he couldn't create anything at all. He had a mental block that was holding him back from his passion and purpose. A wise teacher saw his struggle and told him, "Robert, your conscious mind is trying to force the music out, but your subconscious mind is holding it in. You have to remove the block from the inside." The teacher advised him to try an experiment. Every night, Robert was to lie in bed, and instead of worrying about his block, he was to imagine a powerful, creative force flowing from the universe and through his mind. He would visualize the mental block as a physical wall, and in his mind, he would watch it slowly crumble and dissolve. He would then affirm, "The creative power of my subconscious mind is now flowing freely through me, and all blocks are removed." Initially, it felt strange, but he was desperate for a solution. He practiced this nightly for weeks. One afternoon, he sat down at his piano, not with the intention to force a masterpiece, but simply to play. The music began to flow effortlessly. Ideas he had been trying to grasp for years came to him in a rush. The block was gone, not because he had forced it to be, but because he had allowed his subconscious mind to remove it. Robert's story teaches us a fundamental principle. Your mental blocks are dissolved by the power of conscious relaxation and faith. You can't fight a mental block, you have to bypass it. Your conscious mind, with its logical effort and worry, is often the very thing creating the block in the first place. But your subconscious mind operates on a different level. It responds to feelings and images, not to struggle. When you impress a new mental blueprint, a blueprint of effortless flow and creativity, onto your subconscious, it begins to work on making that your reality. It knows that the block is simply a false belief and it has the power to override it. The key is to stop fighting the block and to start trusting in the power within you. Practical steps to remove your mental blocks. So how can you use this power to remove your own mental blocks? 1. Acknowledge and release the block. The first step is to recognize that the block is a self-imposed belief. Once you've identified it, consciously say, I acknowledge this block, and I am now turning it over to my subconscious mind to dissolve. 2. Use visualization to dissolve the barrier. Find a quiet moment to close your eyes and visualize the block as a physical object, a wall, a cage, or a heavy chain. Then visualize it breaking, dissolving, or melting away. Feel the immense relief as it disappears. 3. Affirm for flow and freedom. Create and repeat affirmations that focus on the solution, not the problem. For example, my subconscious mind is an infinite source of wisdom and creativity, and all blocks are now removed. Or, I am free to express my true potential. 4. Engage in a relaxing activity. After you've given the command to your subconscious, go do something relaxing. Take a walk, listen to music, or garden. This allows your conscious mind to get out of the way and lets your subconscious do its work. As we close this chapter, remember that you are not powerless against your mental blocks. You have a powerful partner within you that can remove any obstacle you face. Stop struggling and start trusting. By consciously giving your subconscious mind the instruction to dissolve your blocks, you open the door to a life of effortless creativity, purpose, and success. The power to be free is not out there, it is within you. Chapter 19, How to Use Your Subconscious Mind to Remove Fear. Fear is not real. It is a product of your mind. It is a belief that something bad is going to happen in the future, even if there is no immediate threat. It can manifest as anxiety, worry, or a complete inability to act. You cannot fight fear with conscious effort. To truly overcome it, you must go to the source, your subconscious mind. Let me tell you about a man named David, who had a debilitating fear of public speaking. The thought of standing in front of a crowd would make his heart race, his hands sweat, and his mind go blank. He had missed out on countless opportunities for promotion and personal growth because of this fear. He tried everything, reading books, practicing in front of a mirror, but nothing worked. The fear was too deeply ingrained. One day he learned about the power of the subconscious mind. He decided to try a new approach. Every night before he went to sleep, he would mentally rehearse a successful public speaking event. He would close his eyes and vividly imagine himself standing confidently on a stage. He would see the faces of the audience, not as critical judges, but as friendly, interested listeners. He would feel the calm confidence in his voice and the immense joy of sharing his ideas. He would then affirm, I am a powerful, confident speaker, and I am filled with a deep sense of peace. He did this for several weeks. He wasn't just trying to trick his mind, he was reprogramming it. When a new opportunity to give a presentation came up, he was surprised to find that the usual fear was gone. He felt a quiet confidence. He delivered his presentation with ease and clarity. The block was removed, not by force, but by a new, more powerful feeling that had been planted in his subconscious mind. The law of substitution. David's story illustrates a fundamental principle. The only way to remove fear is to replace it with a more powerful idea. Your subconscious mind cannot hold two opposing ideas at the same time. You cannot feel both fear and peace simultaneously. When you consciously and consistently impress an idea of peace, confidence, and courage, the feeling of fear has no choice but to recede. Your subconscious mind accepts what you impress upon it as a fact. If you feed it a constant diet of fear and worry, it will create a reality that reflects that fear. But if you feed it a constant diet of confidence and peace, it will begin to organize your life to support those feelings. It will remove the mental blocks that once held you back, giving you the courage to act. Practical steps to overcome fear. So how can you use this power to remove fear from your life today? 1. Stop feeding the fear. Consciously and immediately stop dwelling on your fears. When a fearful thought comes into your mind, recognize it, and then deliberately replace it with a positive affirmation. 2. Use creative visualization. Close your eyes and vividly imagine yourself doing the very thing you fear, but with confidence and peace. See yourself succeeding. Feel the emotions of success. The more sensory details you add, the more powerfully it will impress your subconscious. 3. Affirm courage and peace. Create and repeat affirmations that replace fear with courage. Phrases like, "I am at peace and my mind is filled with courage," or "Divine love casts out all fear," are very effective. Say them with conviction, especially before you go to sleep. Practice conscious breathing. When fear or anxiety arises, take a few deep, slow breaths. This simple act calms your nervous system and sends a signal to your subconscious that you are safe, allowing you to regain control. As we close this chapter, remember that fear is an illusion, but it has the power to stop you in your tracks. You have the power to dissolve it. By consistently planting seeds of courage, peace, and confidence in your subconscious mind, you build a new reality where fear has no place to exist. The power to be free from fear is not out there. It is within you. Chapter 20. How to Stay Young in Spirit Forever. Many people believe that aging is an inevitable decline, a loss of energy, health, and vitality. But the truth is, while your body may change, your mind and spirit do not have to age. Your subconscious mind has no sense of time. It only responds to the thoughts and beliefs you impress upon it. The thoughts you hold about aging are far more powerful than the passing of time itself. I want to tell you about a woman named Eleanor. From a young age, she had a deep-seated fear of getting old. She was constantly worried about wrinkles, gray hair, and losing her energy. Every time she saw an older person struggling, she would think, "That's going to be me someday." She was, in effect, planting a mental blueprint of decline into her subconscious mind. As she got older, her body began to reflect her fears. She felt tired all the time. She lost interest in her hobbies, and she became increasingly focused on her physical ailments. She was miserable and felt her best years were behind her. One day, she read about the power of the mind and decided to try something radical. She stopped looking at her age as a number. Instead of fearing old age, she began to see it as a new phase of growth and wisdom. Every morning, she would look in the mirror, and instead of focusing on a wrinkle, she would smile and say, "I am an ageless spirit. My mind is vibrant, and I am getting wiser and more alive every day." She began to take up new hobbies like painting and learning a new language. She acted as if she was in the prime of her life. Within months, her attitude completely transformed. Her energy returned, she felt excited about the future, and she genuinely felt younger and more alive than she had in years. She had changed her internal reality, and her external world had followed. And so, we've come to the end of our journey together. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for listening, for giving your time and attention to these powerful ideas. I truly hope that the wisdom of the power of your subconscious mind has given you new tools, new hope, and a new sense of power over your life. Remember, the journey doesn't end here. The real work begins now as you apply these truths in your daily life. If this book has brought you value and if you believe in the importance of spreading this kind of content, I have a small favor to ask. Please take a moment to like this audiobook and subscribe to the channel. Your support is what makes it possible for us to continue creating content that can change lives. Thank you again for your presence on this journey. Until next time, may you be filled with peace, power, and boundless joy. And so, we've come to the end of our journey together. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for listening, for giving your time and attention to these powerful ideas. I truly hope that the wisdom of the power of your subconscious mind has given you new tools, new hope, and a new sense of power over your life. Remember, the journey doesn't end here. The real work begins now, as you apply these truths in your daily life. If this book has brought you value and if you believe in the importance of spreading this kind of content, I have a small favor to ask. Please take a moment to like this audiobook and subscribe to the channel. Your support is what makes it possible for us to continue creating content that can change lives. Thank you again for your presence on this journey. Until next time, may you be filled with peace, power, and boundless joy.